Hello, thank you for visiting Deloach Education on YouTube. I'm Gary Deloach, and in today's video, we're going to be doing some multi-digit multiplication. I'm going to show you two strategies to multiply multi-digit numbers. The first strategy is going to be the area model. With the area model, what you do is draw a rectangle. And while I'm drawing this, I do want to mention that the area model connects back to finding the area of a rectangle. So, 347 is our multiplicand, and 52 is our multiplier. The number of digits in each, our multiplier and our multiplicand, will tell us how many columns and how many rows we're going to have in this rectangle. So the first digit, or the first number that I'm going to break up is going to be 300. And I'm just writing the number in expanded form. Plus 40 plus 7. I'll show the rectangles for each one of those. Now, horizontally, I'm going to write 50 plus 2, and then I'm going to divide it into. So, in this first box, what I'm going to do is multiply 300 by 50. Now, one of the ideas behind the area model is that it allows students to break the numbers apart, and therefore they're dealing with really just basic facts. So I'm going to look at this one as 3 times 5, which is 15, and I am going to attach or annex 3 zeros to make that 15,000. And I know it's going to have 3 zeros with it, because if you look at the number of zeros in 300 and the 0 in 50, you get a total of 3 zeros. And I could actually use the standard algorithm to show you how 300 times 50 could equal 15, or it does equal 15,000. And if you want to try it off to the side on your piece of paper, you can actually work it out. In this next box, I'm going to multiply 40 by 50. Again, look at the basic fact. 4 times 5 is 20. The multiplier and the multiplicand here both have 2 zeros, or they have 2 zeros combined. And 40 times 50 then is 2,000. And then this last box on the top row, I'm going to multiply 7 times 50. Well, 7 times 5 is 35. There's only 1 zero between the multiplier and the multiplicand, so it's going to be 350. Now we're going to shift down to the bottom row. The same thought process here. I'm going to multiply 300 by 2 in this first box, and I'm going to get 600. Second box in the bottom row, I'm going to multiply 40 by 2, and we get 80. And then in the last box, we're going to multiply 7 times 2, and we get 14. And ignore those random dots there as I touch my computer screen, accidentally making those marks there. They have no significance to us actually solving this problem. So now what I have to go through and do is find the sum of each row. So 15,000 plus 2,000 is going to be 17,000, and then you add 350 to that, you get 17,350. In the bottom row we have 600 plus 80, which is 680, plus 14 gives us 694. Now I'm just going to add up 694 and 17,350. Slide this over just a little bit so the digits line up. And then we get a 4 in ones place. And we get a 4 in the tens place. We have to carry a 1. And then we're going to get a 0 in the hundredths place, carry a 1. Thousands place, we're going to have an 8. And then we have a 1 in the 10,000ths place. And our answer to this problem is 18,044. Now, if you wanted to, you could use your calculator to type in 347 times 52 quickly just to verify the answer. In the next example that we're going to work, we're actually going to use the standard algorithm, and we'll have a chance there to confirm whether or not 18,044 is the correct answer. So, as I said, we're going to be using the standard algorithm here, and in the standard algorithm, you typically just stack the largest number on top the smallest number. And some people refer to this as the old school way for multiplication. Really, I mean, we use it nowadays, so it's really not the old school way. We just refer to it as a standard algorithm, because we introduce multiple strategies to help children with multi-digit multiplication. So, we're going to go ahead and tackle this standard algorithm. We have 2 times 7, which is 14. So in the ones place, I'm going to write 4. I'm going to carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And then 2 times 3 is 6. Now, we're finished with the ones place and the ones place in the multiplier. So now we're going to shift over to the tens place in the multiplier. There we have a 5. So a lot of people say you multiply the 5 times the 7, 5 times 4, and 5 times 3. True enough, that's realistically what you are doing. However, when we really talk about the relationship of numbers and their places, we're multiplying 347 by 50. So this 0 that we've been writing here and calling a placeholder, it really has a significance to it, because like I just said, we're multiplying by 50, not necessarily 5. And the reason why I say 50 and not 5 is because that 5 is in the tens place, therefore its value is 50. And we just put this 0 in here because we know anytime we multiply a digit by a multiple of 10, in that ones place we're going to have a 0. So 5 times 7 is 35. We're going to carry our 3. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 3. We get 23. Carry the 2. And then 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17. So I'm going to find the sum of these two products. And we get 4. 4, carry the 1 from our tens place over to the hundreds place. With a 0 in the hundreds place, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 8. And we have an 8 in the thousands place, and then the lonely 1 in the 10 thousands place. So if you look back at our area model example, we have 18,044 as our answer. And if we look at the standard algorithm, we have 18,044. This is just a short video on the two different methods. So if you have any future questions or anything, you can feel free to email me at deloacheducation@gmail.com. But before I go, we're going to do just a couple more examples, and this time we'll do them on the same screen. That way you can see the area model right next to the standard algorithm. And in fact, with this first example, I'll do the standard algorithm first, and then do the area model. And so hopefully you can see some connections between the two. So in this problem, let's multiply 546 by 600, or 68. So we're going to start with standard algorithm. 546 times 68. 8 times 6 is 48. Carry your 4. 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 4 is 36. Carry your 3. 8 times 5 is 40. Plus 3 gives us 43. We're going to put this 0 in down here because, again, we're moving to the tens place, so we're multiplying by 60. So 6 times 6 is 36. Carry the 3. 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 3 is 27. Carry your 2. 6 times 5 is 30. Plus 2 is 32. Find the sum of the two products here. We get 8, 2, 1, 1, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 is 7. And we have a 3 in the 10,000s place. So our answer should be 37,128. So over here on the right, I am going to show you the area model. And since I have a hundreds digit as the multiplier, I'm going to divide the rectangle up into 3 parts vertically. And since our multiplier has, if I just said multiplier for 546, I should have referred to it as multiplicand. But 68 is our multiplier and has 2 digits. So, first column I'm going to write 500 plus 40, 6. On the left side with the rows, we're going to have, I'm going to show 60 plus 8. So now, 500 times 60. Again, look at that basic fact. 5 times 6 is 30. So we get 30, and then we're going to attach 3 zeros behind it. 40 times 60 can be looked at as 4 times 6, which is 24. Attach 2 zeros, you get 2,400. Then we do 6 times 60, and we can look at that as 6 times 6, which is 36. Attach on a third zero, or I'm sorry, we attach on the 0, we get 360. The bottom row, we're going to do 500 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. We're going to attach on 2 zeros. This row we have 40 times, or this box have 40 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Attach on a 0, get 320. And then the last box has 6 times 8, which is 48. And we're going to find the sum of both rows. So 30,000 plus 2,400 is going to be 32,400. And then we're going to add 360 to that. And we will have 32,760. Which, if you'll notice, that's that second product we multiplied by 60 in the standard algorithm. And then in the second row, we're going to have 4,000 plus 320, which is 4,320, plus 40 gives us 4,360. We find the sum of those two, 68. That should have been 48. My bad there. I apologize. So, we have 0 plus 8. 8, 6 plus 6 is 12, carry 1, 1 plus 7 is 10, or 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 3 is 11, jumping ahead of myself, carry the 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7, and then the 3 in the 10,000s place, so again, we get 37,128. Alright, and let's tackle one more, and please don't get caught up on my mistakes in that last example. Trying to go too fast here to save time so that this video is not too long. I'm going to try to get it up under 15 minutes. Alright, the next problem we're going to multiply. Let's bump this one up to a 4-digit number by a 3-digit number. So 3,426. We're going to multiply that by 123. We'll start with the area model. On this one, it'll take up more space. Because if you notice, the multiple hand has 4 digits. So we're going to divide this up 4 times vertically. Now I should probably slide that first bar over some. And let's go and tackle that. Alright, let's slide this one back some. And across the top we're going to write 3,000 plus 400 plus 20 plus 6. And then we have 3 digits, so vertically I'm going to divide it 3 times. First box is 100, then we get 20, then we get 3. So, I have 12 different multiplication problems to complete, but it will take no time. Again, one of the good things about using the area model is that you break the numbers down to the basic facts. So in this first box, we're going to do 3,000 times 100. Second box is going to be 400 times 100. Third box is going to be 20 times 100. Last box is going to have 6 times 100. And then let's go ahead and solve those multiplication facts. 3 times 1 is 3. And in this problem, we're going to have 5 zeros, giving us 300,000. Second box, we have 400 times 100, so 4. Attach on 4 zeros, we get 40,000. Then we do 20 times 100, which is 2, followed by 3 zeros to get 2,000. And then 6 times 100 is 600. Second row, we're going to do 3,000 times 20. 3 times 2 is 6. Attach on the 5 zeros, get 600,000. And I think let's go back and look. Yeah, that should only be 4 zeros there. And let me erase. Students, this is a good example of what happens when you try to fly through your work. you'll make simple mistakes like I did. So be careful. Take your time. The second box, you're going to do 400 times 20. 4 times 2 is 8. Attach on 3 zeros, you get 8,000. Okay. I should have 4 zeros in the first box. And I just wrote 3. Another example of what happens when you fly through your work. That should be 60,000. The second box is 8,000, and the third box you get 20 times 20, which is 400, and then the last box we're going to do 6 times 20, you get 120. Last row, I'm going to go on this one without mistakes, at least I hope. 3 times 3,000 is 9,000. 400 times 3 is 1,200. 20 times 3 is 60. And then 6 times 3 is 18. So what I need to do now is find the sum of each row. This first row, we're going to have 342,600. Second row is going to be 68,420. And in the last row, we will have 10,278. Find the sum of those three numbers. 8, 9, 2, carry 1. 1, carry 1. And then we have 2, carry 1. And our answer should be 421,298. Now, let's try the standard algorithm over here on the side, and we'll use it as a method of verification. So, 3,426 times 123. 8 times, or 6 times 3 is 18, carry a 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12, carry a 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Second row, put in that 0. 2 times 6 is 12, carry 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 is 6. Now, this time I added a fourth digit, so I have to put in 2 zeros here because I'm multiplying the 1, which is in the hundreds place. So 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 3 is 3. Add up the sum of those numbers, and we get 421,298. So again, our answers match up. Now, I do want to say this about the area model because a lot of people say, oh, what if my child takes too long? Or what if I take too long if you're a child doing this? I think about, when I look at the area model, I think about those children who truly struggle with multiplication. So if basic facts are already a weakness, then looking at a number like 3,426, or a problem like 3,426 times 123, is going to be overwhelming. So again, the area model allows the students to break the numbers apart into expanded form, and then just multiply the parts of each number by each other until you multiply the 100 and 123 by 3,420 and 6. The same thing with 20, you're going to multiply by 3,420 and 6. And the same thing with 3, you multiply by 3,420 and 6. Yes, it does take longer, but until your child becomes fluent, or if you're a child, until you become fluent with multiplication, using the area model may be more beneficial to you. I do want to point out that this lesson is intended for review for my 5th grade students, and in the state of Georgia in 5th grade, the goal is to have students be fluent using the standard algorithm. Okay. As always, anytime you have any questions, you are more than welcome to email me at deloacheducation@gmail.com. If you're a student of mine, you can see me in class. If you are someone who just has questions about something I've done, or if you notice something that I did incorrectly, you're more than welcome to leave your feedback below in the comments area. I will try to improve these videos as I go, but I'm just really picking up where I left off last year. And in December, it will be 1 year since I started creating these videos on Deloach Education on YouTube. So it's a work in progress, but I will continue to add videos throughout the course of the school year. My goal is to add videos that directly relate to what my students are learning. So most of the videos you'll see on here will go in a sequence of what we are doing in the classroom, except for the ones that are already posted. Thanks again, and come back.